Normally they wouldn't be, and Terry Agasha has been absolutely phenomenal. She's not scored, but she's everywhere. If she's not on the left, she's on the right. If she's not on the right, she's just trying to find her way in between defenders. But look at that injury that Alice Muderi got. I thought with that...
Before we get to the injury, I was smiling when you mentioned Agasha because that's the first thing we look at. That's the first highlight of what is in that first 45. She may not have scored a goal, but she's been involved in all things good for Kenya. There you go, Gladys, talking about her. She has been the bright spark. I mean...
Like in that particular pass, she beat 3 defenders to just find space into it. And then there you go, 1, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, and then shoot.
Outside the box, she has been phenomenal. Tremendous. But now... Especially in that particular play, she just needed to tap the ball. Just tap the ball.
Isn't really just the defender? Doesn't the defender quite possibly put in...
This is the first one. This is the first one. There's another one also.
There you go. I think the defender does
the
a
defender
fantastic
did
job
touch
there.
the ball. We have to give credit to the defender.
Okay, let's give it to her this time round. But there's another chance that she had. She only needed to pass the ball. And that's the thing about Terry.
Yes.
She's not passing the ball at the right time. Yes, you're doing everything good outside the box.
You're
but
trying
now,
and trying,
when we need you to give us that final pass, you're not giving us. You're not giving it to Gentrix because there are few moments where Gentrix was free, and had she given Gentrix, we would be talking about 2-0, 3-0 maybe.
Ellie, speaking of Gentrix, let's look at that goal because I tell you what, persistence. I think that's the key takeout from that goal because, guys, here is the ball. Kenya moving on the attack. Like I said, it's been all power play. We try to go forward as quickly as possible. Ball spread out wide right, and then the cross comes in. The keeper makes a meal of it. But look at that for persistence, Gladys.
Now, interestingly, that pass was a build-up from Terry to Wanyonyi. Wanyonyi crosses the ball in. And look at the 2 players that are there. It was either Maureen or Gentrix. It was going to be either or. And we did talk about Maureen in dead ball situations. But then the goalkeeper just spilling it out there. And, and Gentrix are there. And what a gem she has been. Not the best of goals, but does it really matter as long as it's behind the net? We can speak about the quality of the ball later.
For me, it's the persistence. Like I am going to get this over the line no matter what.
Yes.
And Vihiga have been gung-ho from the first minute till the last minute of the 45 of the first half. And that play there is an example of how they've been in each and every facet of the game around the pitch. They have been persistent, consistent, getting on their faces. Yo, we are here. We're going to give you the fight. They're taking the fight.
I know in Swahili we call it kufika, like you're just there. As soon as you're there. I mean, it's local balance for you just being able to press and to constantly be fast on the ball. I almost feel as if they've looked hungrier. Vihiga have just looked the hungrier, the more they have got more desire. And of course, like you said, if Gentrix is on song, then everything else works.
Everything ticks, everything ticks. And I remember saying, this is a final. We don't care about the tactics too much about it. We care about the determination. Who's hungrier? Who's hungrier? We have seen from the first minute, Vihiga are hungrier. And actually, they want it.
I remember earlier on in the first 4 minutes or so, they should have scored a goal. And, they caught the CBE unawares, and the defenders were asking themselves, what is going on? We were expecting you guys to just be a little bit more calm. But no, they didn't want to do that. They just wanted to keep pushing. That kind of pressure with people who've played 120 minutes is definitely going to take a toll on them, and we're not seeing the best of it.
Gladys, I know tactics are a big part of football because we know the Ethiopians, they knock the ball around. They're very technically, they're really good.
Yes.
And they're able to pass the ball through those spaces, especially in midfield. But Vihiga have simply stopped that from happening.
Yeah, created a wall of Berlin in between. Every time they lose the ball, they convert back to a 4-5-1, leaving only Gentrix there. And then when they win the ball, now you see Terry Agesha and Violet Wanyonyi converting back now to the 4-3-3. So really, they just built the wall of China, added the wall of Berlin, made sure that they're not going anywhere near their defenders. And with the loss of their right back, they have to make sure that they're doing this in the best moments possible. Cut off Boizo, cut off Baza. Hiwoit is not even getting those crosses as she would every time she does that. I mean, Enes Mudezi coming from right back just to clear the ball back into the midfield. It's an absolute phenomenal game. I mean, if we were talking about local terms, it would have just been the ball is everywhere, up in the air, and then down, and then next on the flanks.
When you go back to Gilbert, ask him what he calls that kind of football.
I know what it's called.
He'll tell you what he says, yes. But anyway, look, every tournament is supposed to produce stars. Can we justifiably say, I know it's early, but given what we've seen since day one, is Gentrix, could she be the product of this tournament, like the star who's born from these qualifiers?
Yes. In fact, I was thinking about who would be the MVP. At first, in my mind, it was Loza. But now, looking at this game, it has to be Gentrix. Because when you need your star player to stand up, to be counted, to carry the team, she hasn't turned up.
Like, turn up when it's crunch, when you need it done. Because she turned up in the semi, scored the winner. Turned up today, scored the opening goal. So I get what I mean in terms of you being able to step up. Like, big moments call for big game players, and she's done that. Gladys, what does CBE do in the second half? How do they change this? Because they have got to change. They have had 38% ball possession. 38%.
This is CBE we're talking about.
They've got to find a way to get back into this game. What do they do?
Gentlemen, calm down. Stop telling me all about the possession. I get it. I get what you're saying. But however, I think what CBE need to do is now contain themselves better. They're also trying to play long balls, which is not working for them. Yeah. So what they need to do, they just need to slow down the game if they want to be able to contain Vihiga. Vihiga taking it too fast paced. So if they slow it down, they'll definitely get the loopholes that they're seeking in this from this Vihiga team. Slow it down, then be faster in decision making. They've actually been very poor in decision making in this first half. If they're faster and better in decision making, they're definitely going to get something out of it. I think it's still too early to call an MVP because there's another 45 to play. I want to give credit where it's due. Gentrix, but however, let's see how the Ethiopians turn out to be, because as you said, technically and tactically, they are better. And if they can change this game, it's also going to be a very big decider on what will happen. After all, we do know Vihiga plays better in the second half, so it's going to be more interesting.
But I think actually, Vihiga are the ones who are forcing CBE to make the decisions rather than,
rather than the other way around.
In the previous games, CBE were the ones who were dictating the play, but now Vihiga are forcing them.
So Vihiga had a really good first 45. Do you change anything early, or do you just say, look, as you are, let's keep going. Let's just keep going.
I don't think you need to change anything as it is right now, because when Muderi got injured, I looked at you and I was like, wow, this is going to be a big miss. But suddenly, Bundi has been phenomenal. But so far the system is working. Wanyonyi is doing her work on the right-hand side. So don't change it. If it's working, if it's not broken, don't change it.
Gladys, CBE.
I think we might just see Hege coming in the midfield. I don't know how bad Hiwoit's injury is, but we might see the likes of Tigist Hege coming in. She is also very good at the midfield. It's going to be important for them to change something.
Well, you've heard it there from Gladys. What each team needs to do. Well, I tell you what, from the first 45, Vihiga Queens have the upper hand. CBE have got 45 minutes in which to turn this round. Otherwise, Vihiga will be heading all the way to Egypt. Back to you, commentary, and Coach Gilbert Selebwa.
Well, welcome back to more International Sports Center Kasarani, where the finals of the CAF Women's Champions League 2021 qualifiers for the Sekafa region is being held. Vihiga Queens of Kenya leading the CBE of Ethiopia by 1-0. A goal that was scored by Gentrix Chikangwa Mulimo. in the 28th minute. Because very, very solid performance from the Queens. Whether they'll keep up the same performance, they keep up the same composure, the next 45 minutes will determine that. Well, from the right of your screen is CBE of Ethiopia. And from the left of your screen is the team in yellow, Vihiga Queens. Gentry's Chikangwa Birimo. Good run trying to get to Engesha. Again, picked up in the defense. They play the ball in the midfield. Medina Baza. Mudezi with a good shot on the left-hand side of the attack. Solid defending from the Ethiopians. From the onset, just like they started in the first half. A corner in the first minute of the second half. And the referee says you have to place the ball at the right place. Ball comes in. Again to Engesha, picked on the right-hand side with a good shot there from Vivian. Actually, Phoebe Owiti on the turn, but just doesn't hit the target. They start their build-up from the back. Girimao into the midfield for Hiwot Ngiso. Ngiso to the right to find Tigiza. Tizita, long punt forward, intercepted in the defense. Again, back to Tizita. Tizita plays the ball to midfield maestro. Hiwot Ngiso. Ngiso trying to play the long balls behind the Vihiga defenders. That's a good run on the right, picked by the maestro herself. Addis was foul. But again, solid defending. Big punt forward, Engesha. Loses it out into the midfield. Ball back to Asfao. Asfao Bogale. Quick fit. Again, she loses it out to Morin. Morin again with the wrong pass to Buzayehu. Buzayehu, Aragesh. Tadese. Aragesh on the cross. Goalkeeper Lilian Awar comes in at the nick of time as I welcome back my analyst Gladys Midecha. Gladys, what do you expect in the second half?
Well, Gilbert, Vihiga have picked it up from where they left it off, putting pressure on this commercial bank side of Ethiopia. And really, it's working in their favor. They're everywhere. Everywhere the Ethiopians turn, they meet a yellow jersey. And the kind of pressure they're putting, I don't think this Ethiopian side was ready for it.
Well, another long shot there coming from deep midfield by Teresa Engesha. 5 goals to her credit. She turns around, picks a spot. Again, this time. Raleigh doesn't hit the mark. And it's the second corner
Of the second half.
of the second half.
Well, Gilbert, you know, this Vihiga side are very good in set pieces. They've been taking excellent set pieces in this tournament. They just need to place it in better, and let's see how they deal with this, because they have the height in the box.
Janet Bundy. Big punt forward. Again, good defensive play there. Bas foul. Ball still in play. And they failed to contain it. And it's a quick restart by Tirikwa. Plays to Tadese. Tadese in the midfield. Bogale, Tadese. Tadese, Loza. Loza, who's been closely marked, to Asfau. Asfau, still building up. Grimao Asefa. Back to Medina with a good run, getting into the box. Medina to Loza, Medina, and it's a play on again as Tizita comes in at the nick of time to hand Gentrix a foul.
And look at that play by Baza, clever there between hind Loza, 1-2s, really no foul there. I think the referee did get it right. Just a little bit slip from, and the referee just explaining, I did see it, no contact, and look at that, Sabagilia not very happy. Medina Baza having a quiet day today, Gilbert.
Absolutely. 8 goals to a credit so far in this. Has had a quiet day. And maybe at this point in time, they will be thinking of making a substitution. Just to rejig their forward line. Ball back into the midfield. There as foul. Medina Baza closely marked there by Mudezi. Captain Fantastic, who has done absolute fantastic today. And as Mudezi, the Kenya Methodist alumni. Now, 2013, 2015, and also champion of the Football Kenya Federation National Division 1 in 2015, has had a stint with the national team for the ladies in the qualifiers in 2016, and of course the Olympic qualifiers in 2015. A solid performance from the captain, fantastic Enes Mudezi Mango from the Vihiga side. Gentrix in the midfield. Maslin lost to Asfau to Loza. Loza, and the ref feels that Rosa was brought down.
I can see the intensity on her face there. And that is Phoebe Owiti, feeling she did not do any infringement, and she feels Loza went down a little bit too easy.
Well, Phoebe Owiti says it wasn't me. But the referee doesn't want to hear none of that. Foul. Sabe Gila also in the box. Well floated there, and it's an own goal. Well, just when we thought that they were done with Vivian Makoha from a set piece by the CBE. Goalkeeper comes out. Vivian Makoha tries to place the ball wide, but again ends up putting the ball in our own net.
Well, Gilbert, in such situations, you know, as a goalkeeper, you have to communicate with your backline. If you're going to come out for the ball, you have to make sure that you're telling your defender, leave it for me so that I can be able to clear it for you. Pure communication there, costing Vihiga an own goal. And interesting second half it's turning out to be.
Interesting second half, and Vivian Makoha ties the game for CBE by making an own goal in the 53rd minute. Vihiga Queens 1 and CBE 1. What a wave for the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia to get back. And it's a tough encounter here between the two finalists here. And of course, the CB will step up the game. Back to Engesha. Aragesh Tadese, and one back. Wanyonyi. Played ball forward to try and get to Gentrix. Gentrix closely marked by Hasabe Gila. In the midfield, John Nabire. Nabire plays the ball wide. And again, solid performance here. Mudezi way in advance to the goalkeeper. Again, the ball has literally gone out of play, and coach Charles Okere in a very, very pensive mode. Back to Hagila. Asabe Gila. Into the midfield. He wants Dengiso. As foul. Dengiso. Tizita. Still pushing forward. It's Ethiopian side. Playing a long pass again. Collected by Vivian Makoha. Trying to get to Gentrix. Again picked by Asabe Gila. Asabe Gila with a long pass. Intercepted by Janet Bundi. Bundi. Wanyonyi. Wanyonyi in a tussle there. And it's a foul by Wanyonyi by Buzayeu Tadese.
Well, very careless foul there. We are seeing from Buzayeu Tadese, and substitution is being made here by the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia. It is Boizo. Boizo is making a way for Ware Birtukan Ware is coming in for Senayet Boizo. Looks like she was overwhelmed in the midfield, and fresh legs for the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia in the 56th minute of this game.
Absolutely. Ware Birtukan. Donning number 11 comes in for Sanait Bugale just to reject the midfield. Bundi with the long punt forward. Goalkeeper comes out, Tarikwa Balcha, who has conceded only 5 goals in this tournament in normal play.
Good free kick there by Janet. Just enough for the keeper to collect it. She should have put it slightly a little bit in the box and probably try to look at what they would do with it.
Back into play, Hasabe Gila to Vizayeu Tadese. Well, again, double tragedy here for the Vihiga Queens. 2 players being brought down concurrently here. Wanyonyi being the first one to be knocked off by Hasabe Gila. And then the ball goes to Triza. Clear foul. Well, Asabe Gila gets into the referee's box. The yellow card calls Fatma Samora, the FIFA Secretary General, alongside the head of women at FIFA, Ms. Sarai, in attendance today.
There is tears there for the Ethiopian defender Meskel. Tizita Meskel. Look, she's coming out injured. She fouled Gentrix, but... And this is Violet Wanyonyi putting in a beautiful cross, setting up Gentrix Shikangwa for the first goal for Vihiga Queens. And what a celebration that was. And then good set piece taken there. Poor communication between the goalkeeper and her defense, giving Ethiopia the equalizer courtesy of an own goal by Vivian Makoha.
The free kick for Vihiga by Janet Bundi with a long punt. Still in play here. Picked by Gentrix Shikangwa Mirimo. Shikangwa. Good cross coming in. And it hit the crossbar. That is Teresa Engelsha. No, sorry, Violet Wanyonyi. On side with the blockbuster, dropping back. Goalkeeper well beaten. Again, you must thank the post and the president of the Federation, Football Kenya Federation, Nick Mwendo. Can't believe.
What a miss that was.
Again, ball still in danger here. And again, another corner. Another corner. Goalkeeper. Rico Balcha ensuring that all the areas are marked, and in the process, goalkeeper Tariko Balcha.
Well, here I think it's tired legs actually giving in. Remember, Ethiopians did go for extra time in their game against the Lady Doves of Uganda in the semi-final. And look at that by Violet Wanyonyi. What a cross. And surely the crossbar just did a number on her, and her defending had to come into play there. But what a shot by Violet Wanyonyi.
Well, the only player who's allowed to be injured, to be treated on field, is the goalkeeper, and of course in your picture is the Football Kenya Federation President, Mrs. Nick Mwendwa. Or just enjoying the moments there, well, alongside other dignitaries. Well, the FIFA Secretary General is also in attendance. Ms. Fatma Samora, and she is in the company of the FIFA head of women, Madame Sarai, and of course our own president of the Federation, Football Federation of Kenya, Presida, as popularly referred to, Nick Mwendwa, is also in attendance. Bundi Janet with the corner. Tough moments here in the Ethiopian rearguard. Goes Dizita Meskel tracking back into the field. Well-carved goal corner there, but again that header by Wanyonyi.
And just as Loza unmarked her for 1 second, she actually became a threat, and tells you how important the CBE have kept in mind that they need to make sure those set pieces are not going anywhere at the back of the net. And as we take a look at that on goal again.
Well, looks like there is an injured player, and Tizita Meskel, who got injured earlier. And this is a set piece from Buzayeo Tadese with the big punt forward. Again, that reaction by Vivian Makoha lands the ball into her own net.
Yes, there was a touch there by Vivian. There was a touch there by Vivian. Very small touch by Vivian, but it was an own goal. And you can see the celebration there, and she's like, oh. Okay, it happens in football.
It does happen in football.
Yes, and we're seeing a player here being stretched off. And that is Vivian Makoha there. Eyes on her as the player is being stretched off there. That is Tizita Meskel. She's played all the matches in this tournament. Sure, her feet have to give in at some point.
Absolutely. Teresa Engesha to Gentry Shikangwa back into the midfield to now Joanne Navire. Shikangwa with a shot! Hits again the crossbar. Wanyonyi, and really doesn't have a quality technical application on this one. But what a way for Gentry Shikangwa to come into the second half.
What a shot that was, again being denied by the goalpost. At this particular point, they're feeling that the goalpost should be stretched up a little bit, because two being denied is not fair, really. And those are the moments where you look at your bench and you know, and she's shaking her head. She's saying she can't walk. looks like it's taking a toll on this team.
Well, as you say, the legs here are giving in, and that is good quality by Shikangwa Gentrix, the Kenya Women Premier League champion in 2017. Runners-up in 2016 from years old, and under 20 national team in 2018 has also had a stint with the national team in 2019, 2020, 2021, and of course, just to crown it all, the Cup 19. Another good shot from Engesha Teresa, but this time not hitting the mark.
Well, another substitution is being made here, and this is Tizita Mekesel, who's been substituted, and in comes Yakura. Yakura played in the first game against Vihiga. This is not a familiar match for her, but she's coming in fresh legs for the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia. So Tizita, who was stretched out, in comes in Yakura for her.
Another blockbuster there from Gentrix. She received the ball. Good technical application there. Gentrix Shikangwa, 7 goals to her credit so far. 20 years old, Kenya international, and she knows that this could have been it. This could have been it from the reaction of the bench. Including players who were injured and getting some moments to come and at least applaud that good shot by Gentrix Shikangwa, who has been absolutely marvelous in this game.
Absolutely unbelievable. What a miss that was. That would have changed this game. And look at her. She beats the defender. Good power on that shot, causing the goalkeeper to, you know, stretch out a little bit more. And when she goes back to look for the rebound, she should have just a little bit more down, but I think there at that particular moment she realized I just didn't do enough. Look very, very good.
It doesn't look good. Teriko Balcha tried to stop Gentrix Shikangwa in the ranks. And in the process, injuring her wrist. Teriko Balcha, who has played in literally all the matches that the Commercial Bank of Ethiopia of tournament, with a rocket of a shot from Gentrix Shikangwa Mirimo. The people back in Vihiga must, they are saying, Wari himbi kwingira.
I can do that translation. It was just
Let's
close,
go ahead.
this close to getting.
Saying it was just too close, just too close. Well, it's tough. It's been a tough encounter. A tough encounter.
Especially in this second half. It's been very very tight.
It's been a solid performance. Solid performance from the Vihiga Queens midfield there. And ball starts in the midfield. Collected by Maslin Anyango. Again, solid performance there from the player who's just come in, Tariko Yakura. Again, ball cross there. Banyoni gets back and Gentry's Shikangwa to the goalmark melee across from Wanyonyi and lands right in front of Gentry's, and Gentry's really wanted to tear that net. That's a blockbuster from a lady who scored 7 goals, and that is